Okay, it's taken me a few years, but finally got hold of a Chapman guitar. This is the Chapman ML1 traditional, or mahogany. As you can see, sort of super strat. I'll give you a little tour of it. Ebony neck, fretboard rather, which I kind of like. There's the telltale signature. And I think this is pretty stock from what I can tell. I did have to do a bit of electric work on it. The push-pull wasn't working right. Now I've got it working. It was just a failed joint. I'm going to do a bit more because the volume isn't smooth. I've heard these have the early ones have this problem where you turn the volume full and then when you turn it down a little bit it cuts considerably. I was reading that some of them weren't set up right, wired right, so I might look at that. Otherwise, tremolo's locked down. The bar didn't come with it, so I'll have to pick up a bar for it. These pickups were screwed all the way down. It looked like the person only used this pickup, the last owner, and they didn't bother to fix the push-pull issue because it only worked when it was all the way down. So they had this, they're using that bridge pickup fully cranked. Probably a shredder. Action, I lowered a little bit. I think it's going to be even better when I reset this tremolo. Anybody know if this is a 5 or 5.5 millimeter? I'll measure it. So I have to find a trem arm for it. But otherwise it's quite good. I'll let you hear it for a minute. Hang on. Considerable boost. Fingers are cold and I'm trying to hold it above my bench while playing it. But anyway, this is a first look. So I'm not quite sure what year Chapman started. Somewhere around, what was it, 2005? I'm sure somebody will correct me. And this was, I think, what started it all with these ML1s. They don't call it an ML1 anymore, I don't think. But I particularly like this all solid wood one. It's got the belly cut, so it's not a true, well, it is a true Strat in the sense of the word, but it has a few extra shapings to it. It's a pretty guitar. I like the neck, I like the fretboard. The neck is dead straight, absolutely straight, no relief at all. And I'm going to wait until I get this trem situation sorted out. I want to have the floating trem, that's why I got this. The pickups are quite hot, particularly you know, when the humbucker is fully engaged. It's quite a considerable boost. I think these are coil split rather than tapped, but maybe somebody can correct me on that. The wiring was a bit messy, and there was a cold joint in there. That seems to have alleviated the problem. I'll give you a look at the other end. These are not high-end tuners, by the way. A lot of people do replace these with locking or you know, higher quality tuners. They don't feel bad. Probably the string trees as well, which are very simple types. Yeah, not much more to say about this. I've been wanting to check these out for a while, and I'm glad I kind of got one of these older ones, because they've really gone up in price. So I got a deal on this because the seller sold it to me and did not disclaim the issues with the wiring and the missing tremolo. So they gave me a little partial discount to deal with that. But I think you can pick these up anywhere from $200 to $300 now, these older ones. And of course the new ones you can't touch for under $5, it seems. You know, they got the Pro line, and they've had various iterations of this particular guitar. Of course they have the Tele style and the Ghost fret one as well. But I wanted to try one of these Super Strat types, particularly with the coil split. The controls are pretty simple. One master tone, one master volume, 3-way switch, and splittable. What looks to be a Wilkinson. I think they might have their own branded bridges now, but this is a Wilkinson, what is it, 2-point bridge. And the saddles are pretty much floored. So I think I'll gain some playability when I can set the tremolo to float. If not, it may need a slight shim. But the action's alright. I may change the strings on these, put some slightly lower gauge strings on, which seems to be my habit these days. But you can see really nice solid wood grain, big chunk of wood. It's very heavy, nicely carved. No real issues with this. 1 or 2 small dings, but no real issues. Very clean. Just had those small things I had to fix, and I probably will have to do a bit more work on it as well. But anyway, yeah, I might adjust the pickup heights a little bit more as well. But yeah, quite pleased with this first initial look at a Chapman ML1 guitar. There's the Infinity that he puts on, I think, all the guitars. What is it, the 12th fret? I think that's one of the distinguishing features of this brand. But yeah, I never managed to pick one up in the States, and I thought I've been looking out for one here in the UK, where they're a bit more easier to get a hold of, I think. I'm not sure if they still have their deal with Guitar Center or not. They seem to be getting quite commercially viable, but I think that might have ended. I'm not sure. Somebody will let me know what's going on. Anyway, I'll probably bring this back for another video once I get the trem sorted out, and give you a bit more in-depth review on it. This is really, I've had it a day and I've just done a little bit of work on it. I just wanted to give you an initial reaction on the guitar, but it's nice to finally get one. And you know, hopefully it won't be the last. I'd like to see some of their other stuff as well. But what are your thoughts? This is, I think, Korean made. I think this is one of the Korean ones before they moved to Indonesia, is it? All the springs are in. Yeah, he's got this locked down, so I'll probably do something with that tremolo. But yeah, by all accounts, it looks to be a really nice guitar. If you could pick one up used and do a little bit of work on it, you'll save yourself a couple £300, I think, rather than getting one of the new ones. I'm not sure what all the upgrades are, possibly pickups and parts, although I think they're still using the 2-point bridges. Anyway, cool guitar. I'll have more on it. We'll talk later.